want you to put yourself in the following situation and envision this scenario. Let's say that on your way home from work, you witness two cars bump into each other. Picture that in your head. What does it look like? Once you get home to watch TV, the same story is recalled on a news channel, except the reporter claims that the two cars crashed. Picture that in your head. Now, when I told you to picture two cars bumping into each other, it's likely that you envisioned minor contact between the vehicles, leaving little damage, maybe a couple of scratches. However, once you heard the reporter claim that they crashed, this visual may not seem so accurate anymore. In fact, once you heard that they crashed, your memory altered what used to be a small little dent in the car as now a large, damaging collision. This phenomenon is known as the misinformation effect, a psychological concept that involves your original memory of events changing after hearing post-event information that has the potential to interfere with this original perception. Just like how your memory of what happened between those two vehicles changed, we take new information and apply this to our past impressions. This concept was thoroughly analyzed and demonstrated by a woman known as Elizabeth Loftus back in the 1970s. She was known for specifically experimenting on memory malleability using police tapes of car accidents. Her experiment went a little bit like this. Around 45 American students watched tapes of car accidents. Afterwards, each group of students were asked, how fast were those cars going? Key detail to keep in mind, however, is that each group of students were asked that question using a different verb. So, for example, one group was asked, how fast were those cars going when they crashed? While another group of students were asked, how fast were those cars going when they came into contact? Now, this is pretty similar to the situation I presented in the very beginning, so maybe you can guess what happened. Depending on the verb used, whether it be crashed or hit, the speed that was predicted by the students changed. Results show that when the term smashed was used, participants predicted the car's speed was the greatest, rather than when the term came into contact was used, the speed that was predicted was much lower. Keep in mind, every video showed the same exact collision, but it was the verb that was used that led to a change in the student's response. The conclusion made by Elizabeth was that an eyewitness testimony may be biased depending on the way questions are presented. That's why it's so important to carefully word the questions in order to get the most accurate response. Now, you might be wondering, why exactly does everything that I told you just matter? Well, the misinformation effect proves exactly why facts do matter. There will always be occasions when the truth versus what someone remembers happening get confused and lead to the wrong conclusion. With our memories being so susceptible to these errors, it's more important than ever to critically analyze the situations around us, be open to other perspectives and points of views, and get the facts straight. Thank you.